should you wait for the iPhone 17 line? To answer quickly, yeah, but which one should you wait for? Let's talk about what they have coming up. The 17 lineup is actually looking pretty promising, considering the last, like 5 years or so have been pretty stagnant in terms of innovation, general changes besides unwanted buttons, very lacking AI. The iPhone 17 regular will just pretty much be exactly the same as the 16 model now. There will not be a 17 Plus anymore. That will be replaced by this. See how thin that is? This is the plus size. Look at that. That's insane. This is a rumor, but hopefully it's true. Every single iPhone 17 should have 120 refresh rate. If they actually include that, I don't know why you'd buy a Pro. At that point, you're just getting a camera. I feel like most people are gonna get this. If you are getting it, looks like a camera control button, action button, nice. The first thing that comes up in my mind is, oh, it's a 16E, but it's thin and it has camera control. And maybe MagSafe? Because it's so thin, I don't know if they actually were able to squeeze in the magnets. I'm assuming this is most likely going to be marketed at $999, taking what the 128 gigabyte Pro is at right now. If they actually do this for $899, a little bit of respect will be gained. The next level would be 17 Pro. This will start at $1099, which means the 128 version of this will not exist. The base model will be $256. Don't feel like you're getting a good deal. You're not. It's not like, oh, they've kept the price the same and upped the memory. No, you're paying for the 256 memory. They just don't give you the option to go lower. $1099, and then if you want the Pro Max, $1199. Besides the iPhone Air being slim, is there any benefit to it? Is it different? Does it have certain features? No, it's just thin. Something that'll come into mind will be, won't it break because of how thin it is? I think Apple will be smart and they'll include what they included in the iPad Pro, which is this giant flat metal bar that they've screwed into it to stop it from bending. The iPhone 6 was notorious for literally bending in your pocket. Most likely that main camera is going to be a 48 megapixel camera. It will most likely be similar to the 16E's Fusion camera, but I would hope that it's improved, especially considering it's $1,000. Crazy thing about it being thin, it's supposed to be 5.5 millimeters thick. That's like barely thicker than the iPad Pro 13-inch. iPad Pro, for reference, is 5.1 millimeters. Don't think this is going to be like the Pixel 9a. It's not going to have amazing battery. It's just going to be okay battery. Most likely Apple's going to be like, it's got amazing all-day battery life, even in the thinnest design. Quote me on that in September. Let's talk about this one, 17 Pro. See what they did there? They just took a camera and went, shoop. It's laughable, the design team at Apple these days, man. Like, Jesus. Why is there that giant bar? I'm hoping they're gonna use that extra space to put better camera internals in. That's what makes sense. If the rumors are true and every iPhone has 120 refresh rate, why are you gonna buy the Pro anymore? If that's the case, the base model 17 should be enough for the majority of people. For the longest time, Apple's been parading a 120 refresh rate as this majestic Pro feature. There's a $279 phone that has a 120 refresh rate. It's not a Pro feature that needs to be said until they decide, oh, we're just gonna include that on our models. I know people that were like, oh no, I've gotten a 120 refresh rate phone in the past and now I can't go back to 60, so I have to get the Pro. That was a large group of people. If you had a 13 Pro and you were looking at like, oh, should I get the regular 16? Immediately your mind's like, no, even though it's better everywhere except for like the screen, I'm gonna get the Pro because I want 120 refresh rate. That's why I'm not sure they're really gonna do that. You're gonna lose a little bit of clientele on your Pro phones, I think, when you do that. But then it's also like, who would buy the Pro? I'm guessing that's why they made this upgrade. If you want the Pro features with the actual Pro camera setup with this giant module here that we didn't actually copy from Google, we promise, even though we did, you buy this one. This front camera is gonna get a 24 megapixel upgrade, so the front facing camera will look a lot nicer, and I think that's also true for the Air as well. So now it comes down to which one do you wait for? I really think this is gonna be what's gonna sell the best, but also the 17 by itself, if it has the refresh rate, and I know it's just one thing, but like the cameras are good. People just have always thought, oh no, 3 cameras is better than 2. Look man, you're probably not gonna use all 3 every single day. Oh, I need to zoom in. Walk closer. Unless you know you're gonna use all 3 cameras, I promise you, you're not gonna regret just sticking with the base model phone. I'm more excited for the Air because, I mean, dude, Apple hasn't done anything innovating really. Like, yeah, you could say, oh, the Vision Pro is innovation. It's not something you're gonna be like, I use this on the daily and I am so happy that I have this. It makes my life easier. No, it doesn't. And if you're telling yourself that, you're telling yourself that so you don't feel bad about spending $3,500 on a glorified Meta Quest set that you can't even watch VR on, okay? Which is crazy, but you paid $3,500 and they child blocked you. Different conversation. I think this will be Apple's #1 selling device in 2025. Just because this feels like an Apple move. When they make thin products, people go crazy. People go nuts. They're like, oh my God, how did you do that? Because it is impressive. Put pretty much every feature here into half the size. That's very cool. It doesn't matter if it's functionally good or not for what you do in life. It's just cool that you have the thinnest iPhone and debatably thinnest phone in the world. That's why people buy Next year, you're gonna think, you'd be like, oh, do I actually need the thinnest phone that can bend in my pocket? It does raise a bit of a question. Are we moving towards super thin phones in the future? Just like everything is this thin in like 5 years? And do you want that? Apple's done this before. They make something super thin, it has a bunch of problems, and they were like, hey, sorry guys, here's the thickness back. So let me know if you're gonna wait for the 17 line, which one you want and why. Think about that. If this is $1,000, you're paying the price of a MacBook Air for your phone to be thin. That should make you feel dumb. Ow!